Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we're talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, just a 15-year-old boy when he vanished from his Hendersonville home in February 2024. No confirmed sightings and no arrest, no closure. We don't know if this is criminal or not, even at this point. It's been nearly 2 years this February, and still no one knows what happened to Sebastian. One night he was home, and by morning he was gone. Tonight in this live stream, we're going to be digging deep, breaking down some of the timeline, re examining some of the facts, and asking the questions that we still don't have answers to. There is a lot to talk about, and there is a new, at least it's new to me, uh, video or recording with the previous sheriff that we got to talk about. We're going to listen to a lot to talk about on the other side of this. Thank you so much, my dear. Let's go. Guys, hit that thumbs up when you're rolling in. Get it started.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is November 8th, 2025. It is currently 7:28 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, my beautiful pearls. Thank you all so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who vanished from his Hendersonville home in February 2024. Before you know it, it's going to be February 2026, and we still don't have answers to where Sebastian is. Um, I've I'm I don't cover Sebastian near as much as I used to, and that's because there's just not a lot that's out, right? You know what I mean? Like there's just no new information really coming out. But first, I want to give a disclaimer, even though I put the disclaimers up. Um, there has been, there's a lot of opinions on this case, right? And the Hendersonville in Sumner County, I guess Sumner County Police, TBI, has been very, very quiet on this. Now, you guys know that I have dug, uh, I've been on this case. I was one of the first people on this case. And, I've got emails from the detective that was on this case. I certainly have my opinion, but there has been no named suspects, or even if there is a suspect in this case, that is the fact of it. Now, my opinion is different than that, and I will be sharing my opinion today, but I just want to give, an opinion is not a fact. Okay. We will be sharing some facts, and we'll let you know when that is. But I just wanted to give a caveat and a little disclaimer right there. Um, does anybody in chat not know about this case? Let me know if you don't know about Sebastian Rogers' case. Just let me know. Guys, do me a favor before we get started. Please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And share the live out for extra bonus points. Would mean so much to me. Guys, I apologize. I just got my floors done, and I don't have anywhere to put another chairs. They're just things are just kind of back there right now. But we're getting it. We're getting it. Does anybody not know about this case? Okay. You know the basics. Okay. All right. So Sebastian lived mainly with his mother, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband, Christopher Proudfoot. Now, on the weekends or every other weekend, Sebastian would go to his father's house. His father moved from California to Tennessee exclusively to be there for his son. And his dad lives about an hour away, and he works in a jail, in a local jail. Katie, she worked for a security company. Chris, he works for a crane company. And that's about it for that. The night Sebastian vanished, well, let's start during Sunday during the day when Sebastian vanished. That afternoon, or that day rather, Sebastian and his mother were going all around town with other family members. They had went to some stores, all of that. Later on that evening, well, during the day they went grocery shopping. They came back home for a little bit. Then they went to a restaurant, and that is the last footage that we have of Sebastian alive, safe, and well. Thank you so much, Cat OG. You are an OG for sure. 14 months coming in clutch, mamacita. Much love, Justin and Pearls. Thank you so much, Kat. Really do appreciate your support, my dear. Can't do it without you. Thank you, love. And Wendy Mo, how you doing? Thank you so much, Wendy. Yes, Justin, I choose to be right here. Thank you so much, Wendy. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a member for 11 months. You're going to get your year badge coming up. How you doing, girl? Thank you so much, Miss Wendy. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, my love. Jana, good to see you, honey. Thank you so much. Hi, Justin and Pearls. You are 18 months, girl. How you doing? Thank you so much, Miss Jana. Really do appreciate that. So good to see you. I love that picture. You little kitty kitties. Look so comfy. So comfy. So there maybe some of you have heard it. I've not. I had not until today. And oh, of course, truth. Of course. I know. Trust me. Trust me. There's a lot of us invested. I know. I know. There's a lot of us invested in Sebastian's case, and that Sebastian needs to be found. Sebastian deserves justice, but it feels like he's not getting the justice or found, obviously, that he is so deserving. Well, everyone is deserving of being found and answers, right? So I get that. I get that. I try to do uh, like Sebastian and Summer's case and stuff. Rather frequently, even if there isn't news, because I just want to keep his name in the news, in the algorithm, and just let people know we have not forgotten Sebastian. It's a case that is very dear to a lot of our hearts, right? A lot of our hearts. Um, this case has been one uh, that is people are very passionate about their belief uh, in what may have happened to Sebastian. Um, and of course, I think for most of you that know me, you guys probably know, where I sit, if you will, in this case. All good to see you, Miss Angel, Sita. Thank you so much, darling. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Angel. Appreciate you, darling. Good to see you. And thank you so much for all you do, Miss Angel. Much love to you, my dear. You are so precious. Hey, Miss Holly S. Good to see you, darling. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Miss Holly. Thank you so much for your support. Holly, is that your beta fish or is that just a beta fish? A little interesting information about me is I used to I'm a dork, but I used to breed some beta fish. I learned how to breed them, and I would have all kinds of babies. Betas are very cool. Just curious. All right, guys. So we're going to get right to it and get started on this because I do have another live in 2 hours. We're going to be talking about Jack and Lily Sullivan with that case, things that are happening in that case as well. I want to give credit. Let me see here. Bear with me 1 second. No, wait. Damn. 1 second. I apologize, guys. Okay. Maybe not. Oh, sorry, guys. I apologize. It happens when you're live always. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. Please and please and please. Okay. Oops. All right. So credit's going to go to Matt Thibodeau. He's usually on TikTok, but I think he just got a YouTube channel recently. I'll provide his link in the description as well. I saw it from his video. And this is very interesting. Credit Matt. Okay. All right. Aw, thank you, Miss Tina. Good to see you, Mama. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Your live with PNN last night was great. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Tina. I think we learned a lot of information last night with some of her information that she put together and some of my information uh, that I had. And, it just shows you that as creators and as human beings, if we work together, I might have some information that could help them, or they might have some information that could help me. And then we put it together and it makes a lot of sense. Right. And that's what we need to do as content creators, in my opinion. Whether we agree or disagree on things, we can talk it out at least and, uh, try to work it out. Right. So thank you so much, Miss Tina. Really, really do appreciate you. Diana Rose, good to see you, love. Thank you so much, Diana. How you doing, girl? Really, really do appreciate you, my dear. Uh, when I see, when I see, you, for some reason, I think of when I first see it, I just look at dinosaur, and it's Diana Rose. I always want to say dinosaur. You're not a dinosaur, Diana. Thank you so much, love. Appreciate you. And thank you so much for being a member, my dear. Good to see you. Marlena is coming in clutch. Out of you, honey. Good to see you. I love your new picture, Marlena. Praying Sebastian is found and brought home. If anyone has any information, please call 1-800-TBI-FINE. Also, please share his flyer. Yes. Thank you so very much, Marlena. Really do appreciate you, my dear. So very, very much. Good to see you, love. Okay, so we're gonna get started on this and see what is up. All right, here we go. We got a lot to cover in this live.
5-mile grid around.
Okay, now
Sebastian
so
in
if y'all
her vehicle.
remember, there was a new sheriff. There was a different sheriff, I should say, not a new sheriff. He was there for a long time. Sonny Weatherford. This was from Sonny Weatherford. He tragically passed in a very freak accident that just was, you wouldn't think. He hit his head on something and died during being the sheriff of while Sebastian was missing in the beginning, and then was the deputy sheriff. His name was Eric Craddock. He is now the sheriff. But this is a recording of Sonny Weatherford and I believe a couple of the private investigators in the beginning. Right. And so I find that very interesting. The Lady for Justice is always coming in clutch. How you doing, girl? Thank you so much, lady. Lady. Thank you so much, Lady for Justice. Good to see you, my love. Appreciate you. And I see Bella. Good to see you. Like 10 months, girl. I wish for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers to return home. Amen. Thank you so much, Icy. Really, really do appreciate you, my dear. So good to see you as always. Thank you, love. Was it Heather and Chloe? Justin, I got some questions. Oh, girl.
The house, and we've done all that. And we actually have where every person took a footstep to know we covered every block.
Right, you did the grid
Right.
search. Okay.
And then what we had them download an app that actually showed us where they were
Star
stepping.
topo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we knew exactly where they went.
Okay.
And so we've done that, well, we did it for a whole week. And then we've gone back and we did it another 2 days, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And so we drained ponds.
I knew you guys did that.
We had divers in ponds.
Yeah.
God, I'm so sorry. I was muted. So right now, what they're saying, they were talking about is the sheriff. He was saying that they have looked all around the house and the vicinity. They've drained ponds. They've dived ponds. All of that, right? Thank you. Thank you so much, my love. Really, really do appreciate you. Thank you, love. Thank you guys for keeping these babies' names out there. I started watching you during the time of Sebastian's case. All those parents should be ashamed. Yeah, girl, it's something. It really is.
We've got,
Thank you, love.
as far as I know, all the footage of every camera that's on either street. And
And just nothing.
that's nothing. We see him go into the house, but we never see him come out of the house.
It's so strange.
Okay. We seen him go into the house. We don't see him coming out of the house. Now, they did see Sebastian go in the house. And from what I have allegedly heard, again, not a fact, but from what I have heard is that Sebastian did not like the sound of the garage door. Remember, he has autism, and certain sounds and stimulations can be overwhelming for people on the spectrum. And he would always get out before the garage door would open, and he would go in the front door. Now, I have heard that the day that Sebastian, the last time they went into the house, when he was seen going into the house, that they may have just went through the garage door, and Sebastian may have not gotten out. But some days it might irritate him to hear that garage door, and some days it may not. It could just depend on the days. But
Trust me.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. But, we have footage where they were in Hendersonville eating, and they left there and went to their house.
Right.
we have footage. What was that?
Trust me.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. But, we have footage where they were in Hendersonville eating, and they left there and
We have footage of them in Hendersonville, and then they left there, right?
went to their house.
Right.
We saw them
Went to their house, right?
go in the house, and then 6:20
We saw them go in the house, and then
maybe, he comes out and takes the trash to the end of the road.
yes. Okay. And then at 6:20, they come back to the house, and then Sebastian takes out the trash. And that is what KK said. And he says 6:20. It's not 6:20. I believe it's 7:20. I think he got that wrong. I believe it's 7:20.
Into the driveway, and we see him go back in the house, turn on some lights in his bedroom. That's it.
That was from a neighboring camp.
Turn on some lights to the end of the road, at the end of the driveway, and we see him go back in the house, turn on some lights in his bedroom. That's it.
Then we see Sebastian turn on some lights in his bedroom, and that's it. Now, he doesn't specify if the lights came on right after, like he came and took out the trash. So I have been told by a source that there was a light from the camera across the street later in the night. So there's that. Was it earlier? I don't know. It could have been both. How do they know he was in his room? Well, I mean, technically, they don't.
That was from a neighboring camera, I'm assuming.
We,
It's from a neighboring camera that you can see all that, yeah.
But like I said, when she called us, we had people go to the house, search the house. We even got thermal imaging to check all the walls in the house. My sister's
Okay, she says, or he says rather, when she called,
like I said, when she
Green camera that you can see all that, yeah.
but like I said, when she called us, we had people go to the house, search
when she called us, we had people go to the house and search
the house.
the
We
house.
even got thermal imaging to
We even got thermal imaging
check all the walls. And
to check the walls. Like if he would have gotten in a wall somewhere, because it happens. It has happened, especially if like there's chimneys or something. And of course, there was nothing found in the walls. No, Sebastian made it home. Yeah, Sebastian made it home. I'm just telling you, Sebastian made it home. Like I can tell you. Yes, I will. This Susan, I will. Mhm.
the house. I just to make sure that he wasn't stepped in a wall somewhere. Because we don't show him leaving the house, which is a
We don't show him leaving the house. Well, clearly, he left the house one way or another. Clearly. You don't, magically disappear like you see on a sci-fi movie or something. We live in reality, and in our reality, physics does not allow that to happen. You can't just disappear, right?
We even got thermal imaging to check all the walls in the house. I just to make sure that he wasn't stepped in a wall somewhere. Because we don't show him leaving the house, which is the strangest thing for me.
We don't show him leaving the house, which is the strangest thing for me. I would say, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because either Sebastian left that house on his own, or he was taken out. No other ifs, ands, or buts. He either left on his own or he was taken out.
Footage of him taking out the trash, was it pretty dark by then? That was before the time change? It was before the time change, right?
And so the reason we went to the landfill in Kentucky was because the trash was collected that Monday morning.
Right.
Right about
The reason we went to the landfill in Kentucky, because he says, because the trash was taken out that morning.
dark.
Right.
And so, I had my opinion, one of the best teams. We had TBI, FBI.
Yeah.
So this is what he says right here, which I found interesting. So he says, so I have my opinions. I have my opinions. If I was them right there, I'd have said, would you like to share? Would you like to share that opinion, Mr. Sonny? Because I'd like to hear that.
Secret Service, we had TEMA, and then we had at least 200 volunteers that were in law enforcement or first responders on the ground every day. And I'm not telling you, I'm just trying to give you information on
Some
what we have
perspective.
done.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
And so we've even called people with like cold cases and said, how did you find them? Well, this is what we've done. And everyone.
We've called people in cold cases and say, how did you find them? I can tell you, and I said this freaking over a year ago, probably, that the TBI and local law enforcement do not agree on this case. There are certain things that they don't agree on. And in my opinion, that is largely a huge factor in why things have not progressed in this case, in my opinion. Why he say they took it out in the AM when Sebastian put the cans out at night. I don't think he said that, Sam.
What I'm telling
Right. Before the time change, right? Taking out the trash, was it pretty dark by then? That was before the time change? It was before the time change, right?
And so the reason we went to the landfill in Kentucky was because the trash was taken, collected that Monday morning.
Right.
Right about dark.
Right.
And so,
It's collected at dark, meaning in the morning. That's what they meant, Sam. Collected at dark, like in the morning. They was asking like what time, like was it dark around the time Sebastian took out the trash? But he went to the morning instead. Collected, yeah. It was just about. It was just right between, it was still dark outside, but it was turning to be dawn. Yeah, I think I really believe they should ask the Cold Case Foundation. I believe that they should invite the Cold Case Foundation in this, and I do believe it would be solved.
had, my opinion, one of the best teams. We had TBI, FBI,
Yeah.
Secret Service, we had TEMA, and then we had at least 200 volunteers that were in law enforcement or first responders on the ground every day. And I'm not telling you, I'm just trying to give you information on
Some
what we have
perspective.
done.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
And so we've even called people with like cold cases and said, how did you find them? Well, this is what we've done. And every one of them tells us, you've done everything you can do except find it.
Right.
And
I'll tell you something. I don't like the sound of him saying that. I don't like the sound of him saying that. I'm just going to be straight up with you. You've done everything you can do. Fuck no, you haven't. No, you haven't. There is always something you can do. Always. Because if you're not finding them, you're clearly missing something. Right? So there's still more to go back over again for if it's 1,001 time, or expand it. But I don't like a sheriff or a police officer saying, we've just done all we can do. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. I don't think he would like, God forbid, his son or loved one missing. And just, the sheriff saying, oh, done all we can do. Done all we can do. Now, I like Sonny, Weatherford, overall, but I don't like that statement right there. I mean, I agree that they've worked their asses off, but I also believe that they did some major F-ups in the beginning. Major F-ups in the beginning. And I understand that it's easier to criticize because I support law enforcement. And I understand it's just easier for us to say, oh, well, they should have done this, they should have done that, they should have done this. But they did mess up things in the beginning. And it's, you haven't done everything. When you have done everything is when you have solved it.
I wish we'd get a tip today
Yeah.
and we could find it.
You said within a 5-mile radius.
Well, that's land search.
Yeah, land search.
There's a creek several hundred yards, Rex Creek.
Mhm.
We had TWRA walk both sides of the bank and then the creek itself all the way to Hendersonville. And then they did it out.
Okay, now here he's talking about they walked the creek.
That's
5-mile
land
radius
search.
on land.
Yeah, land search.
There's a creek several hundred yards, Rex Creek.
Mhm.
There's a creek several hundred yards. It says the transcript says Rex Creek, but I don't know if that's right. I think they meant Drake Creek.
We had TWRA walk both sides of the bank and then the creek itself all the way to Hendersonville.
They had people walk the banks of the creek and the creek all the way to Hendersonville.
And then they did it out towards White House.
And they did it out toward White House.
Every pond that we have been able to find has been searched.
And I assume that you're aware that right there on her, where those woods connect, that is a sex offender with 4 aggravated sexual assault charges.
I didn't know it, but
Yeah.
Do you hear that? This PI right here is she's saying, you know, that there is an RSO right there that has 4 other S charges. And he says, I didn't know that. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion on this. I don't believe this is an S offender that did this, that took Sebastian or anything like that. But to me, it's the principle that they don't know. And that means, again, you haven't done everything. Right? Again, if you didn't know that, that means you haven't did everything.
I
So
don't do our list either.
I mean, that should be one of the first thing you should know.
I got one this morning said that the stepfather drove up here and got him and took him back to the job site and buried him on the job site. I'm like,
You don't think
have you
that?
got proof?
Yeah. I mean,
So
I did.
What? I'm not listening to all of this.
4 aggravated sexual assault charges.
I didn't know it, but
Yeah.
I
So,
don't do our list either.
but
I got one this morning said that the stepfather drove up here and got him and took him back to the job site and buried him on the job site. I'm like,
He said he got a tip this morning that the stepfather came and got Sebastian and took him back and buried him on the job site. That was, people talked about that forever. I personally have never thought Sebastian was on the St. Jude job site because I've had several people there over different times in Sebastian's case, and you can't park right there. There is so many cameras right there. It's crazy for, insurance purposes, theft purposes, any sort of injury, purposes. So I've never thought Sebastian was buried on the St. Jude job site, right? At all. Melody, thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you. Appreciate you very, very much. Melody says, I believe there is a cover-up at the county level. I believe P-Foots has connections. It will never be solved as long as the socks and the foots are holding influence. I think so, Melody. I know a lot of people think that. I do know a lot of people think that. Um, I I don't think that, in my opinion, differs on that personally. Um, I don't personally believe it's because anyone holds any sort of influence. To me, I believe that they can't agree. They can't agree on certain things, and it's. I don't think that they agree on which way to take the case, right? And so, you know, I personally, there's the 3 a.m. flashlights, all of that, and recently there was something that came out, and it said that was like a vehicle behind the house on another road. I absolutely, one, my opinion, again, my opinion only, believe that is bullshit of the highest level of bullshit, that they think that that is a car. I think they're very unorganized in a lot of respects. I believe there is a lot of local, very much, it's unorganized. And I think that's why they should invite the Cold Case Foundation in there. Put your pride aside. I will commend you till the day of judgment if you let the cold case come in. It's not about anyone's pride or anything. It's just about helping get Sebastian found. And, there's clearly a freaking vehicle that pulls up. I mean, I don't know why the hell they say this. I don't know why the hell they say that. They've spoken to the neighbors, a lot of them, and they know better. They know better.
You don't think
So you
that?
got proof.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I did get a tip. I've been involved for probably a month.
He said, you got to have proof, meaning about the stepfather allegedly taking Sebastian and doing something at his work, which I never believed. But, bearing out at the workplace. And he's like, well, you got to have proof. To me, that says a couple different things. It could mean a couple different things. He didn't say it's ludicrous that people are blaming the stepfather with a theory. But it could also, I'll get back to you on that.
Now, I did get a tip a couple Mondays ago. A man drove up to me at the Rudder, and he said the morning of the 26th, around 5:30 in the morning, Kathy Bowersox was parked right beyond the Shell on New Hope. He said he had called it into Sumner County, but he hadn't heard anything back, and I believe Sebastian's dad called it in again. I'm sure footage has been pulled from the Shell right there. I don't know what other cameras would be right there. It looks like maybe there's like a storage unit kind of thing right beyond that Shell, Worsham's Market, you know. And the only reason I really believe there is validity, number one, I didn't feel like the man was lying to me, but also it was anonymously posted from someone, I think it was someone else because they described it a little bit differently.
you're talking about the mothers?
The Christopher's mother.
Okay.
Kathy Bauer Socks. Apparently has a decently recognizable SUV, probably because she's a real estate agent, that she was parked beyond Worsham's on the side of the road at 5:30 in the morning on February 26th. So about an hour before Sebastian was reported missing. I don't know. That's a little odd to me.
Okay. So what they're talking about here, Kathy is the stepfather, Chris's mother. And there was this going around that that morning, the morning before Sebastian was discovered missing, that the stepfather's mother may have been at a convenience store down the road at a very early time, like 5:30 in the morning. And obviously that would indicate foul play if that were to be, you know, I mean, just because she is there at 5:30 in the morning doesn't indicate foul play, but if it would have anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance, then it would be considered foul play. But some people believe that, some people don't. Again, to date, there's been, at least publicly, there's been no proof of that. But yeah. No, it's called Worsham's. It's there's like the housing development that Sebastian lives in, and then there's like a church, and then there's a school, and then there's a stoplight, and then at the stoplight you make a left, and it's like right there, right down the street from the stoplight. Very, very close. I don't know, Amy. I can tell you that his mother does have a storage unit. I do know that. Does have a storage unit. Now, I can't say where that is, but I do know she does have one. Yes, that is true. She said her salon appointment was at 10 a.m., but that's not true according to Seth, in my opinion. That's right, Paige, Musty Hutch and all. So Sebastian, the call was called in that he was missing in the early morning on a Monday. And for those of you that don't know, most salons are not open on Monday. It's like their weekend for salons, for most salons. So there's that.
And I just wanted to make sure y'all did have that tip.
I can tell you, I don't know all the.
Maybe, well, I guess maybe hopefully Carter has that tip.
I mean, I should say, everything goes to him.
Right.
Now, I'll be honest with you, this is a little concerning me. He's like, I can't tell you. Everything goes to him. And I understand that there is a head detective on this case. And again, I've got emails from him that he did email me and said this is a criminal investigation. Now that is 100%. I've shown it. Go back, you can see it. I've shown the email and I'll stand on it. 1,000,000,000%. He told me that it is a criminal investigation. Now, they have never publicly said that it is a criminal investigation other than that email that I'm aware of. Maybe some other emails that they've emailed people. But I'll stand on that because I've got the email. And that's that's always there. So I'll stand on it. I personally believe that there is absolutely a criminal element to this, based upon Sebastian, who Sebastian is, and was not an outdoor child at all, had never done this before at all. And the things that was going on around his life as well. So, that's one thing that I will always stand on, is the email that I was sent by the lead detective, that said, this is a criminal investigation. They wanted to know, they said, well, what makes the most sense to you in that email? And we told them what makes the most sense to us. And what else was that email? What else did he say? I think that's, if anyone else remembers, let me know. I can't remember, but yeah.
Is he available?
He's not here today.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have an interview with him for a promotion.
Oh,
He got sent to another county on a case.
gotcha.
All right.
All I can do, because TBI, and so we really can't release more than what I've told you right now.
Yeah, and that's
You can't
okay.
release the missing persons report, like the initial report, not the police report, but just the.
Yeah, see, Craddock, I need to get that report for the Q Center. And Craddock called me and said, y'all can't release it. And I'm like,
because it's an open case.
yeah, but I mean, the nonprofit organizations that do the searches, they get copies.
They work open cases,
That's how they do it. And so,
Just
I'm not really sure why
odd.
we can't get that for them.
When they told me you was here, I said, told them to go find him.
Yeah.
Because I knew he had talked with you.
Right.
But he's at lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's.
Thank you so much, Miss Hobo, coming in clutch at 10 months. Good to see you, Mamacita. Missed you, Justin and Pearls. Not been in live much, but catching a replay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Hobo. Good to see you, my friend. Really, really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for your continued support, my dear. Can't do
Doing
it.
interviews also.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And so I had the last interview for the morning. And so when I got through, they had left. Okay. I said, are y'all going to do me? But anyway.
They left you to
They
deal
left
with me
me.
on your
You have to deal with this. Yeah.
These pesky PIs.
Yeah.
My God. All right. So I don't know. We
As soon
won't.
as he gets back, I'll talk with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
We're not asking for a file. We're not asking for even, just the missing persons report.
Yeah. And I don't, again, I don't need you to tell me what you're doing or what you know. I just want an open line of communication so that I can share with you what I'm.
And that's that. Yeah, there was at least 31. I've got a list of how many cameras was in that neighborhood. And there is no sighting of Sebastian leaving on his own accord at all. At all.
Finding out.
Okay. So I would recommend that you either talk with Brandon Carter. And I hate to say it, but the longer this goes, the more I feel like it's not going to be good for the family. I hope he comes back safe. I really do.
Of course, yeah.
But I don't.
I know.
It's not.
What does that mean, in your opinion?
Where this goes.
The longer this goes on, I feel it's not going to be good for the family. She's great, Shooty. Good to see you, honey. She's great. What do you guys make out of that? Because to me, you can make out a few different, there can be, interpretations different ways in that. Yeah, I think he was a much better sheriff than Eric. It won't be good for the family. And he says,
The more I feel like it's not going to be good for the family. I hope he comes back safe. I really do.
Of course, yeah.
But I don't.
I know.
It's not looking that way. The more we go.
Yeah, I
But
know.
longer time span.
Have you talked to the sex offenders and gotten alibis and all
I
that?
can't.
Yeah, you don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
not trying to push you, but
I'm the sheriff, but I
Yeah.
don't, there's a
No,
lot
I
of things I don't
understand.
know.
Yeah, I understand.
Because
Yeah.
we have so many things going on.
Right.
But I can please tell the family,
yeah.
we're working on it every day.
Please tell the family we are
I'm not-
working on it every day. So big thanks to Matt right there. I don't know where I had not ever heard that, and I've released a lot of different calls and stuff in this case as well. So I thought that was very, very interesting. Like CB said, he will never be found. You know, never say never. Never say never, in my opinion. And I think they need to do like Michael Vaughn case as well. Someone said, just, if there is foul play, in my opinion, because the sheriff told me this is foul play, I believe it's foul play. Now, they haven't said that publicly. They told me privately in email that I've shared with you guys. So I believe it's foul play. I believed it was foul play even prior to that email. But that's just my opinion. And the sheriff, not the sheriff, scratch that, the lead detective on Sebastian's case told me that. It is what it is. If they would have done their job right, they should have been able to follow that car through street cameras, ring cameras, store cameras. I don't know. How do you walk off in cold, no shoes, jacket, phone? He never made it home. People, please. I do believe he made it. I do believe he made it home. I'm That's one thing that I do believe he made it home, based upon the sheriff just said there that we saw him taking out the trash, and there's other reasons why I believe Chloe was the person who was Sebastian first. Yeah. Can you really jam a camera or a neighborhood? You can jam cameras. I don't think it's something this elaborate, though. I really don't. I really, really don't. My opinion on this case is I believe this is something, and I know most people, not most, but a lot of people disagree if this was, some people believe this was premeditated. I don't believe this was premeditated. I believe this was something that happened very quickly. And I think, in my opinion, someone lost their cool. And I don't think there was a lot of planning. I think that there is no site. Sebastian used the front door. He could have really only used the front door, right? Because we got to remember, the doors were locked. The doors were locked. He couldn't have gone out the back door because he would have had to have a key. He didn't go out the garage door because, first of all, he didn't like the sound. He wouldn't go out the garage door, the door beside of it, because had to have a key for that as well. He had to have gone out the front door or a window. And there's nothing to suggest that he went out a window at all. There is cameras in the front of the house. It is the camera across the street is so sensitive that if someone in Sebastian's home turns the light on in their home, the camera starts up. So obviously, if Sebastian walks out, he's going to be seen. Right? There is cats on the camera in the neighborhood. It picks up cats. But it didn't pick up a 15-year-old leaving. Didn't pick up a 15-year-old leaving. I believe most cases are more simple than complicated. It's just finding out those steps, right? Finding out the evidence of that. I believe, in my opinion, Sebastian was taken out. Just my opinion, that night, or in the early hours of the morning, rather. But from there, I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe Sebastian has. Seth did not know about the CPS cases to that address. No, he did not. No, he sure didn't. He should, and he should have. He absolutely should have. 1,000% should have. Okay, let me pull up some stuff here. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Oh, this was just Sheila. Okay. I want to go over an interview. We're not going to get to a lot of it, but let me just play some of this for old time's sake. Let me just play this for the old time's sake. This was the first news sit-down interview of Chris and Katie, Sebastian's mother, biological mother, and stepfather. Now, the stepfather, he says he was out of town the night Sebastian vanished, and said he hadn't been home since early February. Hadn't seen him since early February.
For allowing me to come into your home to talk with you all. Obviously, everyone wants to hear what you have to say. And it's all about bringing Sebastian home and safely. So first, just express, I can't even imagine as a parent what you two are going through. How would you describe the situation right now? How are you coping?
We're on call.
Why does it keep doing that? I'm trying to. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna find it on YouTube. Give me a second, because I don't like it on this. You can't hear shit. You can't hear anything here. Oh, this was 2 seconds. What's that one? Oh, that's the one Katie did. Here we go. Okay. We'll go to this. Then I'll pull up something else. Give me a second.
A missing teen in Sumner County described to us exclusively how they feel on day 8 of their son's disappearance. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Marius Payton.
And I'm Lauren Lowry. Sebastian Rogers is 15. He was last seen by his parents on February 25th in Hendersonville.
Helicopters, drones, and dive teams have also been brought in to try to find him.
This was a huge search. Huge search.
Today, his parents spoke exclusively to our Holly Thompson.
She's live tonight in Sumner County. Holly, I imagine it was quite an emotional interview.
Certainly was. It is hard for any of us to imagine the emotions that this family is going through right now. But we know one thing is certain.
Is it Golden's birthday? Happy birthday, Golden. Happy birthday, love. Good to see you.
They remain positive. They are holding on to hope that their son Sebastian will return home safely.
Can you walk us through what you're thinking right now?
I just want my baby to be okay. I don't know where he's at.
Mom Katie broke down several times in our interview, but says her hope is strong that her son Sebastian will be found safe and return home.
He's going to walk through that door, and this street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug and love him. And
Stepdad Chris says it's been an emotional roller coaster that all started Sunday night, February 25th.
Pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom. I love you."
Katie says she went to wake up Sebastian around 6 a.m. Monday for school, and he was gone. Within
They wanted footage from Sunday afternoon, which was even before Sebastian vanished. I always found that interesting.
minutes, Katie says she was on the phone with Chris, who was working out of town, and they quickly called 911.
And he's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means.
Katie and Chris say Sebastian is not on social media. While he loves to play Minecraft, they tell me he does not.
Question, Stickler for Change, says, I think Katie heard a thump. When Katie heard the thump, it was thump in his bedroom. That was Sebastian on his way out. How do you think he got out, Stickler? Just curious. Like the door or the window?
Any online capabilities. I asked if there was any reason he might want to leave.
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking.
It's as if Sebastian vanished. No sign of him on any video throughout the community. Thousands of miles logged by law enforcement, canines, helicopters, even dive teams, and no sign of him. Chris and Katie tell me they've been harassed, people pointing fingers at them.
You're not in this situation. You don't quite understand. I wish people would step back, take a different wide open view, and not assume what they know. It's just better to stick to the facts.
Are you both in the clear?
I can tell you that Mom,
you can send it,
myself,
Michelle,
and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board. We have anything that they've wanted, we have provided.
What do you want to say to Sebastian? What do you want him to hear from you right now?
That we love you so much, and we want you to come home, and you're not in trouble.
Now, Katie did tell me that even though Sebastian...
That's not the full interview, but anyway, I want to get to a specific interview that my friend and yours, Miss Smiley Stories, did. I think that's a great interview that she did here. Let's see here. All right. This was done very early on. It was the first people that was on the case was Trevor Lee, Josh Smiley, and myself. And we were on my panel one day, and Chris did not come up. And Chris texted Smiley and said, go live. I'll do a live with you. And I told Smiley, I said, get off. Let's go over there. And she did this interview. And this was March 20th, 2024. So it was less than a month of Sebastian being missing. Okay, I got your email. One second. No. I don't know why. Sassy, someone. No. Katie and Chris are not related to Daniel and Malaya whatsoever at all. Like 0%.
But also, I do have an autistic son, and I know many do.
Hold on, let me get it.
And like, if you, like, are you, in fact, I'll turn my chat off for just a minute so I don't get preoccupied.
Don't turn your chat off. Leave it on. It's fine.
Okay.
That way you can get all these questions coming in, because like I said, I told you, I gave you my word. I'd come on your show. I would answer questions. People ask the questions, but keep in mind, like I told y'all from the very beginning, I'm brash, I'm direct, but I'm respectful, and I ask for the same in everybody else.
Now he is the stepfather, but it doesn't sound emotional here. In my opinion, he sounds defensive.
Yeah, and I told them a while ago, just please be respectful, because I wasn't expecting this. Like, please be respectful, y'all, because.
So one thing right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, really irks me with some of these folks that want to follow these YouTube, and I'm very honest about this. Somebody says I won't talk to men. Not that I don't want to talk. Right. It's not that I don't want to talk to men. I have talked to more law enforcement men agencies in the past 24 days than I've probably ever talked to in my entire life.
In my opinion, that's because more or less you had to. I mean, you don't have to speak to law enforcement, but why wouldn't you?
Same thing goes for women. So no, I don't have a problem.
I think a lot of people don't give him a chance. That's just my honest.
One second. Let me just move on here.
At the beginning, I welcome all of your questions. The only thing is, because of an ongoing investigation, there are certain things that we are not and have been told by law enforcement, do not get into specifics, because.
Okay, that was another question I asked in my email. That is there things law enforcement have said that they can't say? And in the email, the head detective said in the email that they cannot tell them what to say or not what to, to say something or not say something. They're not going to share any more with them than they are with us. Right? They're not going to say, well, such and such, we can tell you this, but we can't tell the public that. Nope. It's not the way it works. And so that is not true.
It could jeopardize the investigation. People don't like that, and I am sorry. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not going to speak for my wife. I'm not going to speak for Sebastian's father, Seth, his mother, his sister, or anybody for that
That's
matter.
all. Funny face.
But I do welcome the hard questions. I do,
Well,
and I'm okay with it. And for the record, I don't have a problem talking with JLR or anybody else. Now, if you're one of, I don't owe anything to anybody at that point.
well, I think we kind of think a lot there.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, I just like what he does, but so don't say anything. I just wanted to say what you had to say about that.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm a stepdad
Mm-hmm.
to a 15-year-old young man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I came in Sebastian's life.
He'd be
Roughly,
great.
he was like
See you,
7,
babe.
8-ish. And I helped raise him,
I can't Primrose
and
now.
I still help raise him. And I have a daughter, since everybody wants to know, who lives with my ex-wife out in New Mexico. Her mother has another man that lives with her. Now, whether or not they're married, I don't know. That's not my business personally.
Know that, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, they were not married, but my daughter refers to him as daddy. Now, what does a child calling a person got to do with anything? Because as long as a child is being correctly raised and not hurt and loved, then what does it matter?
Okay, for those of you that don't know, right here is this. Sebastian called Chris Mr. Chris. That was what he called him. And a lot of people thought that was a little bizarre.
He's my stepson. He does not call me dad. He does not call me father. He doesn't say it. He calls me Mr. Chris. I have always.
That's a good point right there. Hold on. Let me go back there. What you said right there.
No, that's not my business personally.
Hold on.
No. Don't know. That's not my business personally. Okay.
Yeah.
Last time I checked,
Hold on.
I have help me. Okay. I came in Sebastian's life. Roughly, he was like 7, 8-ish. And I helped raise him, and I still help raise him. And I have a daughter.
I help raise him, and I still help raise him. It's very interesting. I just never got that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, they were not married, but my daughter refers to him as daddy. Now, what does a child calling a person got to do with anything? Because as long as a child is being,
I think this is my opinion. I think it shows the closeness of a relationship. That's what I think what a child calls their parental figures, if they are parental figures, like, mom, dad. It has a when we think about it, it has a love connotation to it, right? And if we think of it another way, calling someone Mr. and then their first name, it sounds a little cold and calloused, if you ask me.
correctly raised and not hurt and loved, then what does it matter? He's my stepson. He does not call me dad. He does not call me father. He doesn't say it. He calls me Mr. Chris. I have always left that open for him. He does not have to call me anything he does not want to, except for late for dinner, because that ain't.
And, I mean, you gotta, according to Chris, he came in his life at 7 years old. That's really young, really, really young. And to be in Sebastian's life for half of his life, and still calling him Mr. Chris, that's
Right.
interesting.
Right. Okay.
Even Seth calls Chris his dad, his stepdad.
Even Seth calls, well, because that is, Chris is his stepdad. That is true. That is, when you marry another man, that's your stepfather.
Right.
So his
All
mother has her
yeah,
opinions, and that's that.
you know, and unfortunately, I hate that family disputes. And I don't care if what it is. When something in your life becomes so publicized and it's so dramatic, people find a way to turn and find ways to just make it the worst thing even worse. Just because, and it sucks. It truly sucks.
I personally think we should all be working together to find Sebastian, because Sebastian is an awesome person who deserves to be home.
Katie, let me ask you, the night of Sunday night, um,
Hey, Marie.
when you said there was a noise, what type of noise do you think that was that you heard?
I'm not honestly sure. It sounded like he was messing with stuff in his room,
Yeah.
which was not uncommon, which is why I said, "Hey, I don't know what you're doing in there, but you're supposed to go to sleep."
Okay. So you didn't check on him at that time, but did you check on him at midnight? Did you flip the light on and look to see if he was in the bed at midnight when you got up to go to bed?
No, and because I didn't have any reason to. You know, when he was little, I used to check on him all the time, but he's older now and he's 15, and y'all can figure out why a mother may not want to necessarily pop into a teenage boy's room unexpectedly.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Well, when Seth said that when he came, that everything was in pristine condition except for his room. Like, I know that the LE was there, and he said that the LE was there. Well, I mean, what did he mean by that? Was that just like the bed was unmade, or where you looked under things, or was it like what did he mean by that?
Sebastian's room is always a little bit messy, but even more so with all the people coming in, all the law enforcement coming in and looking through things, me looking through things, like everybody was searching everything.
So I have a question then real quick. So
Yeah.
you're asking that question, is that because there's somebody's trying to insinuate that we tried to cover something up because the house was clean? Or
No.
I
It's
mean,
just
and please understand why I'm asking that question, because whether my house is dirty or clean really doesn't matter. But okay, I'm just trying to understand this.
okay. Well, I'll explain it to you. It's
Okay.
because I have a son that is autistic. He's 28 now, but I know it's all different types of children on the autism spectrum, but but they like stuff in order, and so I
Yeah. And Sebastian, from what I understand, he liked certain things certain ways. Sebastian was a clean, a very, very clean person when it comes to his self, his being, right? He didn't like, could not stand for him to be dirty. His hands, his feet, anything on his body couldn't handle it, right? It triggered him. And he is, quote, fearful, end quote, of bugs. Fearful of bugs. Now, previous to Sebastian going missing, Katie and Chris, they were trying to put Sebastian in a facility that could care for him, give him, they said, for behavioral issues. And listen, Sebastian was not an easy kid to take care of. And I acknowledge that he had his moment, as every kid does, but he had, he was autistic, and that raising a child has its challenges. Raising an autistic child has its challenges and then some, right? And they were going to put him in this one place, and I believe Katie had emailed, or Chris, one of them, had emailed Seth. Seth had done some research on it. Seth said absolutely not. There had been some issues with the home, and Sebastian was supposed to go live with Seth after he was, I guess, done with his school year. And unfortunately, that never, got to come to fruition. Is it your birthday, Maurice? It's Maurice's birthday too. Happy birthday, Maurice. We got 2 birthdays up in here. Make sure I sing to you guys at the end of this live stream. Mods, please remember that.
I was just wondering, like, I was just trying to think back, and I'm just wondering, like, what did Seth mean by that? Like, was it just because the bed was messed up? And then I know the cop, like, doing these cases and stuff, I know the cops. So, I mean, it's not like you have to get paranoid that I ask you that. It's just, I was asking that because I was thinking back on things, not only personally, but because I was just trying to make sense of, and then when Katie said, well, it was just his room's out of order and stuff, I'm just thinking, well, some kids, maybe they do, if they're autistic, I don't know. I just asked that question. When I ask questions, I just listen. Let me just tell you this: when I ask questions, you don't have to necessarily look. I'm not the police, okay? And you don't have to worry about how I ask questions. It's just I also work for a retention center for.
I'm gonna.
And I told Sebastian,
listen to this.
That is his personal snake.
All right,
basically, I had like about 30 snakes at one given time. All of them were ball pythons.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have anything retic. I didn't have anything massive, poisonous, or anything like that. Well, Sebastian was infatuated with one of the snakes that one of the breeders I deal with had. And it's the picture that the snake that you see in the picture that's wrapped around his arm. That is his personal pastel ball python named Brownie. That is his personal snake. He loved them. The downside, like it got to the point with work, with mom's work, my work, and I told Sebastian, I said, having a snake means responsibilities. Mm-hmm. You're going to clean it. You're going to have to feed it. You're going to water it. You're going to do all that stuff.
And he actually did.
He what, Katie?
I said, and he did for a little while.
And then he stopped?
Yeah.
This is the thing. It wasn't Sebastian's duty to do your hobby, his hobby for him. Now, Sebastian loved his snake, but when Chris sold his collection and his snakes that he bred, he got rid of Sebastian's snake too. And to me, that's cruel. That's cruel, in my opinion. Hey, Bliss, good to see you, love. That is very cruel, in my opinion, to get rid of an autistic child's pet. I hate snakes. Can't stand them. Fearful. Don't like them. Probably more than any other animal on the planet. But to Sebastian, he loved that snake particularly. And he said he wasn't taking care of it. Well, if he loved it, I believe Sebastian took care of it. If he loved it, snakes are not high maintenance animals whatsoever to begin with. But this has been a common thread, in my opinion, that has happened in the history of them being a family with Chris before or right when Chris was getting ready to move in. This is he talked about this. He said they had two cats. They were Sebastian's cats. And Chris told Katie, he said, I don't want the cats. I can't move in if you got the cats. And Katie got rid of the cats. And Chris said that Sebastian never got over that. Right. And then they had several different dogs and stuff in that time. They had gotten rid of them. And then they had two Yorkies. I think they were Yorkies at the time of Sebastian's disappearance. But he got rid of all of the snakes. And he's going to kind of talk about how he got rid of them, at least his story about him getting rid of the snakes. However, the person that got the snakes from him when Sebastian went missing, he actually came out and said that is absolutely not true. That Sebastian could go visit the snake, I think he says here, and all of that. And that was not the deal. For some reason, this snake breeder knew Sebastian loved this snake so much that he just kept it. He didn't know why, really. He just kept this snake. Just something in his heart. But that was not the agreement. It was never the agreement at all.
And parenting is, and I think everybody understands this. When you're a parent,
girl mom, hi.
You're not your kids' best friends. You're not. That's not what your job is. Your job is to be a parent. And I told Sebastian.
Yes, and being a parent doesn't mean being an asshole all the time either.
If you don't, she's gone. And he thought I was kidding. Nope. So when I got rid of one, I got rid of them all. Now, when I say got rid of them, a friend of mine, local in Nashville, he got them.
He was not a friend to him either. I've actually got the text messages. It was he answered a an ad that he had put out, I think on like Facebook Marketplace or something. So wasn't a friend or anything like that. Enjoy life. Good to see you, dog. Thank you for coming back. Of course. Thank you, darling. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Enjoy life. Appreciate you, my love. Good to see you. Yeah. I've got the text messages there.
He's a good breeder, great guy. And he's like, if you ever want him, come get him, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, man, appreciate it.
Again, the guy, this was never the agreement. Come and get him. If you ever want him, come and get him. He bought the snakes to resell himself. He got a good deal on them. Apparently, Chris just wanted to get rid of them. Was their car in the garage? Yes, it was, Kim. Yes. And that's another good thing. Someone that says blah blah blah, or yada yada yada, that kind of thing. Generally, you're not finishing the story, right? That means you're not finishing the story. You don't want to go into it for whatever reason. And now we know why. Justin, I think Sebastian was being cheeky to KP, and she slapped him around in the hand. Like I said, Sebastian was difficult sometimes. I mean, from people that I've spoke to, he could be difficult, and it's difficult, right? And I think, in my opinion, KK, she got overwhelmed at a lot of times, and I know that there had been people in the neighborhood that have just came over there to just kind of separate them, and let them have a little bit of space each, before, because it could get you know very tense, allegedly. But I think Chris, in my opinion, I think he was just over it all.
Right now, he's not doing what he's supposed to do. So right now, we're not just hang tight with him. So we got rid of the snakes.
So did his dad not want them, or you couldn't take them to his
February will be
dad's
2
or anything
years.
so he could see them when they're there? I just wondered.
No, his
Well,
dad couldn't take him.
well, his dad wasn't going to take 30 snakes. I mean, because 30 snakes, you're talking a big old rack, all kinds of stuff. I mean, and you've got to deal with the food, which is going to be rats and things like that.
Yeah,
People don't want to deal with that.
yeah, yeah. It's just a question. I mean, I know I wouldn't. It's just a question. It was a question because I wondered, like, I could tell in the picture he really liked it. So that was one of his, pets, and so I just wondered.
I mean, to
Like,
this day, I call him my buddy.
mhm.
If Sebastian wants to go, I can call him up. We'll head over to his snake, his big old snake.
That's an interesting comment, Janine. KP said Sebastian never would get physical, but I think something quite different is being pushed behind the scenes. Sebastian, from what I understand, would get right up in your face. Like right up in your face. Like they would get so people has told me that there was allegedly this fight between KK and Sebastian before they were kind of in a argument for whatever, and Sebastian was really wound up, and I think it was in the backyard, and like you could hear them, and Sebastian was like right up in the face of KK. And so, which is interesting because I just remembered this. Chris says in one of the interviews, Sebastian liked to get up in your personal space. I just remembered that. So that's kind of putting two and two together. Which, yeah, and that can be common. People with, autism, the personal space is,
He's got a building
boundaries as well.
full of them, and that's where ours are.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
he's like, "You want to see him? Just come on over, man. Whenever, just call me up." Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It wasn't like he would never get to see it again. It was just
Right. Snakes were sold in August of 2023, which was right about the time when they were moving, right, to their new house. Why didn't she call the real dad? Yeah, good question.
Right. Lessons have to be taught. I'm a very firm believer, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Is it always gone forever? No, not necessarily. But you're going to earn it back. It's not just going to be handed to you.
How did you discipline him since he, how did you discipline?
Sebastian in general?
Yeah.
Well, that depends.
Oh, will you send that to me?
The punishment has to fit the crime, so to speak.
The punishment has to fit the crime. Interesting.
I'll give you an example. Cleaning his room, and people are going to make me sound like I'm so horrible, but I promise you, folks, you
This
try
is
this with your
horrible.
kids one time, and you
It's
won't ever have a
absolutely
problem with this
horrible.
again. So if
Horrible.
you tell them to clean their room, and they go in there and they clean their room, well, they say come out, well, it's clean, and you go in there and you go to check their room, and the room's not clean. Okay. Thought I told you to clean this room. You told us the room was clean, did you not? Well, yes, sir. Okay. Now I'm going to clean your room.
Katie just said that Sebastian's room was always a little messy. Now, most kids, their rooms are, parts of it are a little bit messy at times. But listen to this.
And you know exactly what that means. I go in and I go grab a trash bag. I walk back in that bedroom. If it's on the floor and it's not supposed to be on the floor, it's not picked up and put in the right places, goes in the trash bag. If it's not,
I think we've all been on our kids before about cleaning their room, right? Get in there and clean your room, and they'll say, "Oh, it's clean." It's not, right? So you get on them again. Clean your damn room. Clean ya room, right? But that's not what he said.
important enough for you to take care of and pick up, I'll take care of it for you. Throw in the trash bag. Tie it up. I've done this to him twice. One time, Mom talked me out of it. The other time, Sebastian, here's the bag. Go put it in the trash can. And then you're going to take the trash can to the street. And after that, Sebastian, did you clean your room? Well, your mom told you to clean your room. Did you clean the room? Yes or no? Well, yes, sir. Is it clean the way it's supposed to be? Well, no, sir. Then I suggest you go back in there and clean it, or I'm coming in there in the next 10 minutes and I'm cleaning. Yes, sir. Hauls butt to that bedroom, and by God, that room is clean the way it's supposed to.
I understand taking it away. I understand that. No problem. Overly. Yeah. I don't understand throwing the shit in the trash and humiliating him and making him take it out to the trash. I agree. The problem is he doesn't have patience for a child with autism, let alone any child. We have heard his angry outbursts, and Chris has no self-control, in my opinion. Yeah. It just seems like everything Sebastian liked, he got it taken away. His cats, his stuff in his room, his snake, And that is damaging for any child, let alone, in my opinion, a child with autism, that things become, for children with autism particularly, certain things, it has more value to them than it would just, a child without autism or whatever. I mean, these things have certain values, and it's also hard for them to stay on task with a lot of things, right? First of all, when you're 15 years old, it's hard, to stay on task for anything. They don't have uh, the same concentration as an adult, right? And that's why we constantly have to stay on the kids. Did you clean your room? Yeah, I'm working on it. Get it, go do it, go clean your room. Did you clean your room? No. Or it's halfway done. Get back there and go clean your room. You have to do that because they don't have the same attention span that you and I do. And that's someone without autism, a child without autism, right? And today's children have not near the attention span that you and I do, mainly because they grew up with electronics, as a lot of it, right? So, taking something away, not a problem. Not a problem. Parents do that all the time, right? But throwing the stuff that is his, that was given or bought for him, I think that's cruel. I think it's cruel.
Now, it sounds crazy, but I promise you, you try it with your kids, man, your kids will be like, oh my God.
It is crazy. It doesn't
They ain't
sound crazy.
kidding.
It is crazy.
It works amazing.
Do you feel like that he was ever a burden?
Thank you, RBK. Mob Crew, Chris, I am proud to call him a friend, and he is a good guy. And he has been really digging into a lot of stuff and been doing incredible work.
At all on you or your relationship, either one of you?
Was my stepson a burden in my marriage?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I disagree with that. I don't believe he's being honest.
No. The burden, so what has always been a struggle, and anybody who's married and has, you're a step parent, okay, that struggle of being able to, yes, very much. And then you've got discipline on top of it, and what you can do with because you've got the other parent and this parent. That's always a struggle. When you can get on the same page with each other,
mm-hmm.
and finally everybody understands it,
right,
man, it is a beautiful picture.
I don't think everyone was on the same page, in my opinion. Enjoy life. Did I thank you, honey? If I didn't, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Enjoy life. Thank you very much. I got you. I just switched it to 9:45. Thank you guys. Remember, punishment has to fit the crime. Who says that for kids' punishment? Yep. I said punishment to fit the crime. Interesting words. I don't remember where I was going with that. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they were on the same page. I think, in my opinion, I think Katie and Seth gave Chris too much power in the relationship with Sebastian. Okay, Annie, thank you. Because, that's just my opinion. One day, they talk about Katie wanted to give Sebastian his phone back. Seth wanted to give Sebastian his phone back. Remember, both biological parents that are not together, but they both wanted to give back Sebastian's phone. And Chris was like, nope, 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 I'm not doing it. You tell him, come to me. You tell him, come to me. And I think, looking back, Seth probably regrets that tremendously. Katie, I don't think she gives a damn as long as she has Chris. But I think for probably Seth, I think that they did it to keep the peace. They just didn't want to. They didn't want to hear him. They didn't want to deal with him when he was all wound up. Yeah. Yeah. I agree, Maurice. I agree. Yep. Remember, Sebastian was supposed to apologize to CP for a minor infraction. What do you mean, fun to ski? I don't know what you mean by that.
And finally, everybody understands it.
Right.
Man, it is a beautiful, beautiful picture. Beautiful. Now, am I saying everything's sunshine and rainbows? No, it's not.
Right.
But it ain't high tides and tsunamis either.
So if you and his mom ever argued, and that's in every marriage, like, would Sebastian ever jump between y'all?
Like physically?
Yeah.
No.
We don't fight.
I love that little giggle. I think that says a lot, in my opinion.
Like physically?
Yeah.
No.
We don't fight and yell and scream or any of that, like, violent type stuff. We tend to take it behind closed door in our bedroom and have a conversation because the
I
children
don't
should
believe it.
never be
My
exposed to
opinion.
that. That's between us, not them.
And first off, like this, I'm going to make this real clear, crystal clear.
Mm.
I was always raised, you never strike a woman.
He was raised, you never. A lot of people are raised, they don't strike a woman, but that's not what the exes say.
And
But
I have
has
taught that to Sebastian. You will never strike a woman.
Mhm.
Period.
And I'm not accusing you of so, but again, Seth has said that Katie, and again, I'm sorry, Katie, that again there was a time, and this is a long. People can change,
Right.
but again, it's been said that Katie has struck Seth, and that again, that's a long time. I wasn't there, so
No.
And I wasn't there either, for the record.
Cacti collector. Do you have a lot of cactus? Email me. We'll trade some cactus. I've got all kinds of cactus. All kinds of cactus. I specifically specialize in monkey tail cactus. They try so hard to paint themselves as the best parents and are confused as to why Sebastian just walked out the door, and the facts are that far from the truth. Yeah. It's pretty bizarre, to say the least. Listen, there is nobody's a perfect parent. Nobody is. We are all trying, right? But there is a difference. There is a difference.
Yes, so maybe Katie should answer this. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe Katie should just answer
no.
this.
Oh Lord, no. That is a whole nother thing that happened back then.
Yeah. Well, that's what brought
Oh, I'll say this. What was it? Who said a laugh a day? There's things that I can't say publicly, but about that, but just know it happened. And it's happened even after Sebastian has went missing. You'll have to know what I'm saying. You might have
brought me to my question. So I was just wondering if, Sebastian stepped in. And then I had heard at another place where Seth had said Sebastian would step in. And I didn't even know if he was talking about that or not, because I heard about that separate, that Sebastian would step in and say, don't do this to my dad or whatever. And he could be talking about something totally different. But, again, I have to think all kinds of things in my head. So did Sebastian have tantrums at all? And
When
this
he
is
Oh
was,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
he's a kid. I mean, it's even when I came in the picture. I mean, his tantrums were pretty bad. I mean, to the point
They were bad after Chris. You were there. I mean, he's a kid, number one. He's got
I mean
autism, number two.
So I'm not dragging Seth, his mom, his sister, my wife. I'm not dragging people through the mud. So what is
Well, Holly, yes, I can't really say it out loud, but I'll say obviously Sebastian and others afterwards.
in the past is the past, and that really needs to die. And I'm saying that for everybody to hear, to include all parties involved with this situation. The past is a past that needs to die. Let it be. But
they
at
keep
the
saying
same
who's
time,
Rachel. So they keep saying who's Rachel. So you want to answer that before you tell them to let the
yes,
past
yes.
die?
Okay. So I got no problem. Rachel is my
That
third.
me. I didn't know about Rachel. So
No. So here, I'll make this easy for you. So I've been married 5 times. I'm on my 5th wife, and she's going to say you're final. So let me make that clear. She's probably going to yell at me later that I didn't say final. But I've been married 5 times. Okay.
Weird.
First time, her name was Vanessa.
I've never heard anyone say the past needs to die. Never heard that. I've heard the past is in the past. Yeah. Bottom line, in all these missing kids cases, the parents aren't looking. That when the parents aren't looking, leaving the house, they're telling lies, and the only going to show that give them easy question. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'm surprised he went on Smiley's, to be honest with you. I'm surprised that Katie removed all of Sebastian's security blankets, his cats, his love snakes, and she allowed it is despicable. I agree, Trinity. I agree. What was it? it's gonna go. Yeah, yeah, yep. All right, guys. I will be back here in just a few minutes. I'm gonna go downstairs and get something to eat real quick, and I'll be back live. We're going to be covering Jack and Lily Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home, in just a few minutes from now. So join us. We'd love to have you. If you haven't heard about that case yet, needs a lot of attention. Very, very similar to Sebastian's case, Summerwell case. I think, in fact, Jack and Lily's case, to me, it's way more obvious than Sebastian's case, in my opinion. But yeah. All right, guys. Much love. Justice for little Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He deserves justice. He needs to be found, and justice needs to be served. God bless you. Take good care of yourself. You only get so many trips around the sun. Love you guys.